On today's episode, I'm getting deep into a hard-hit Hyundai Sonata.
I stay putting in that work. Everything I get, I'm murk. You can tell by the way I walk, I ain't just talking about it. I stay putting in that work. Everything I get, I'm murk. You can tell by the way I walk, I ain't just talking about it. I stay putting in that work. I'm up in the morning, like 5 in the morning, I'm already on it. So when you just getting out of the box, boy, I'm rounding the corner. This ain't a persona, I do this for real. I'm hungry, success is the dinner, and greatness will come with the meals. Boy, I said come with the meals. Mean I get money to blow, mean I get watches and diamonds, and that's in my pocket and plenty more just for the show. Just so you know, I ain't get put on, boy, I just put on hard for my family. Made the decision, I wasn't satisfied how I was living, so I got my
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 99 of Inside the Body Shop. Hope you guys are having a great Thursday so far. So, first thing this morning, when I got to the shop, I had the Mazda 3 from yesterday's episode. I started on it yesterday, and I kept on getting interrupted and having to bounce between a bunch of different things, so I didn't get very far into it. But yesterday, I had welded some tabs on the quarter panel door jamb area in order to pull that out, and I hit it with a slide hammer. Sometimes, depending on the car, sometimes that'll move them out real easily. Sometimes it won't. This one it didn't, so I ended up having to put a ram on the frame rack and pull that door jamb area out to get it to line up with the door. Got that pulled out, and I did the metal work on this quarter panel, got it straight, and I sent it over to the fill department to get the fill work done on it so I could dive into the next one. Then I had a Ford Fusion. Now this one, it was actually still in the disassembly process. We hadn't written an estimate on it yet because we were debating, they had me come look at it, and we were debating on whether to replace the left rear quarter panel, rear body panel, floor extension, or to repair it. It was kind of debatable on what needed to be done with it to do a correct repair on it. Now, this is always a debate with some things because you want to repair it if possible, if it's still considered a correct repair, but I wasn't sure exactly how this one was going to go, so I wanted to do pre-pulls on it. So I put it up on the frame rack and I made some pulls. I spent about 45 minutes or so making some pulls to get an idea of what was going to happen in this area as I pulled it to determine if we should repair or replace these different parts in the back left corner of this car. So I did that, and turns out it was pulling out all right, but everything was wanting to tear down in that area. All the quarter panel and the floor extension, everything was wanting to tear more than I wanted it to. So it's not going to repair properly, so we're going to replace those parts. So I sent that one back to our disassembly team to go ahead and finish taking it apart and write up the correct estimate and get the parts ordered. Now, we wanted to determine that up front because it's always causes a lot of delays if we were to write it for repair, then I start on it, then it turns out it won't repair correctly, then we have to stop on the car and order the parts at that point. It causes a lot of delays in the process, so we like to determine that the best we possibly can up front whenever we're writing the estimate originally. It doesn't always work that way because sometimes you need your new parts in order to see what's going to happen with other areas as you work on it. But in this case, it was fine to go ahead and do pre-pulls and determine what was going to happen with this repair. All right, on to the next one. Now I have a Ford Fusion. This one is stuffed really good right in this corner right here. And this one's actually still in the disassembly process, but we're trying to determine what's going to be repairable and what's going to be what needs replaced. So I'm going to do some pre-pulls on this to see exactly, kind of get an idea what's going to happen in this area, and then we'll finish disassembling it and get the parts ordered and get the estimate finished up on this one. So all right, I got this one all pulled out. It looks like this one is going to get a new rear body panel, a new quarter panel. The quarter panel was pulling out good as far as relieving all the stress in the buckles up here, but everything down here is just wanting to tear, and it's not even pulled out 100%. It's wanting to tear quite a bit, so it's going to have to get a new quarter panel, and it's going to get a new little floor extension section down here. So I'm going to give this one back to our disassembly department and let them finish taking it apart and writing it up. Then after that, I dove into a Hyundai Sonata, another one hit in the left rear, a good size hit. I've had a bunch of those lately. Honda Civic I just finished up, and then this Fusion, now this Hyundai Sonata, hit in the left rear corner, getting a new quarter panel, new rear body panel, new taillight pocket. All right, on to the next victim, a Hyundai Sonata, another one stuffed here in this back corner. This one's getting a new rear body panel, new quarter panel, and new taillight pocket. Got my new panels here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull all of this out first and get it roughly where it's supposed to be. Then I first had to put it on the frame rack and pull all of that area out to get it roughly where it's supposed to be. Even though I'm cutting all those parts off, I have to pull it out first, because if you don't pull it out, you'll have problems with fitment of your new parts later, because there's areas of those parts that are getting cut off that are connected to those parts that could be shifted as well. And if you don't pull off your damaged parts first, you'll have problems later with fitment. So that's the reason I did all my pulls on this one before I cut it apart. Then I went ahead and I got everything cut apart on this one, roughly cut apart, and that was the end of the day at that point. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to click that share button. You guys know I greatly appreciate it. It helps get my content out to a lot more people, so thank you guys. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. All right, I got this one roughly cut apart. Tomorrow I'll finish trimming out the quarter panel the rest of the way and start fitting up the new quarter panel and rear body panel and taillight pocket. That is a wrap for the day though. I will talk to you all tomorrow.
Oh, I stay putting in that work.